Ring, ring, ring. I groaned, rolled over, and stuffed my head under the pillow. My machine would pick up the call. The sun wasn't even up yet, so that meant it was way too early for me to be up. I needed every minute of sleep I could get. Silly East Coasters, I thought. It's been 3 years. After completing college in my native state of New Jersey, I picked up and moved west. I spent a few years living in beautiful Southern Oregon before transplanting to the San Francisco Bay Area, living in Marin County. But I understood the deal. Right now, 3 time zones east of me, my friends and family would be having their morning coffee, thinking they had a nice chunk of time to call a buddy. Problem was that if the buddy was me, they'd wake me up because of the time difference. This was pretty common on the weekends, which was bad enough for a young lad such as myself. But today was a weekday. I hoped if my machine picked up enough calls that maybe everyone would figure it out and start calling me after work. Either that, or I'd have to go straight Jersey on them, throwing down the gauntlet and saying, no one is allowed to call before lunch. I kid. If you know me at all, you know I would never yell at someone over the phone. I'm just letting you in here and sharing my inside voice with you. After 5 rings, my machine clicked on. Remember, this was when phones still had a cable attached to the wall, and there was another mysterious box that recorded your messages for you. If memory serves me correct, I think mine still had little cassette tapes in it. No age jokes, please. I had the volume down, but I knew the person on the other end was hearing the smooth sound of a certain Daniel Fusco, breaking down for them the exact info I wanted them to leave me so that I could call them back. Finally, back to sleep. Except the phone rang again. My machine picked it up again. Why is someone bugging me so much? What's so important? I was in my early 20s, working my first real job in an office building with a water cooler and a copier room and everything. So getting out of bed on a Tuesday before my alarm went off at 7:30 was a definite no-go. If you've seen me in person, you know beauty sleep is one of the only things keeping other people from reporting a Sasquatch sighting when I go hiking. When the phone rang for the 4th time, I reached over and turned up the volume on the answering machine. Pick up the phone, Daniel. Pick up the phone. Come on, pick up. Pick up. Yikes. That did not sound good. I reached past the machine and grabbed the handset. What? I grunted, rolling back onto my pillow. Where's Kris? Asked the voice. It was my buddy Rob from Jersey. Kris was a mutual friend. Kris? I repeated. Yes. Where's Kris? Now Rob was yelling. Kris works in the towers, right? What in the world is he talking about? Bro, it's like 6 in the morning, I protested. How the heck am I supposed to know where Kris is? I don't even know who he's working for these days. What's going on? Wait, you don't? Oh, man, you're 3 hours behind. You're not going to believe this. Go and turn on the television right now. Any channel. There's a huge thing going on with the Twin Towers, and I think Kris works there. Click. I sat up, stunned. Nothing was making sense. And to make matters worse, I didn't have a TV. Pretty common now, but back then cutting the cord wasn't a thing. I wasn't trying to be cool. I was just a guy without a television. So I found the next best thing and cranked up the radio on my alarm clock. The news anchors were talking about some sort of accident at the Twin Towers and an explosion. I didn't catch the whole story, but just the tone of their voices was chilling. I jumped into sweats, pulled on a hoodie and some flip-flops, and I raced out the door to my car. I had to get to a television and find out more. Who did I know who worked in the towers? I still had tons of friends and family back east, including a bunch who worked in and around Manhattan. But how many were at the towers? I left my street and turned onto the main road. Does my buddy Kris work there? I don't know. There was a strip mall up ahead. I think my brother-in-law might work at a law firm with an office in the Twin Towers.